PlayStation 5, McDonald's, Fortnite, Kylie Jenner, Nike. What do all of these brands have in common? Travis Scott. Now, in this episode of The Works, we're gonna be going over and dissecting Travis Scott's biggest collaborations, as well as how they had an effect on his career, helping it skyrocket to the point where it is right now, and how they've been able to surpass how a lot of different artists are promoting themselves, how you can do the same. Let's get started. Now, this is what I love with Travis Scott. We're going to be covering a lot of his major collaborations that helped him skyrocket from where he was when he first dropped his album Owl Pharaoh to where he is now, just coming off a couple great singles, including The Plan, which was featured in Tenet. Let's start with Nike. He was able to bring out this brand and his own company, now known as Cactus Jack, in these shoes that he had with Nike, which were a genius collaboration where he was able to popularize the backwards Nike swoosh. And this was something that hadn't really been done before, hadn't really been thought about, but Travis Scott was able to take the knowledge he had, probably through great sit downs he was able to enjoy with Kanye West, and get a good idea of how he can launch his own signature shoe while adding some great originality to that. Now, Kylie Jenner, whether for good or for bad, their relationship was able to help skyrocket Travis Scott into the mainstream right around the time when Astroworld was able to drop, which was really, really great for his career, as well as that album for sales. So when Travis Scott first dropped Astroworld, Kylie Jenner, with even more help from Travis's daughter Stormi, sold collective bundles together with the album, and it also teased appearances by Kylie Jenner and Stormi at some of these shows that I'm sure got a lot of people who love Kylie Jenner interested and wanting to come. This tactic got a lot of people in the industry upset, most notably Nicki Minaj, who discussed her disdain for Stormi in a lot of different airwaves, including her Queen Radio show, but we're leaving that for another video. The moral of the story is that exposure was greatly appreciated by Travis and was able to help get his album Astroworld to #1, and also able to get great ticket sales for his Astrofest and his Astroworld themed parks that he was able to host in Houston. Now, the next really great collaboration that Travis Scott has that I want to dig into is the one he did with McDonald's. Now, I'm not someone who frequents McDonald's, so I can't really say how good or bad the Travis Scott meal really is, but what I do know is his merch. For those of you out there who are familiar with StockX, I even did a video on it a little while back. StockX is really big in the resale community, and Travis Scott has something to say about that. Most notably, even as those Cactus Jack shoes that I was mentioning, the collaboration with Nike started to rise, the resale value of all of the merch that Travis would drop exclusively on his website, shop.travisscott.com, were able to get rarity, the value up even higher in all of his merchandise. So if you're familiar with the reselling game, once something is widely distributed to the public, for example, when we started seeing a lot of once we started seeing a lot more PlayStation 5s hit the market, whereas earlier in the month we saw a lot of people online selling their PS5s for $800, $900, $1,000, making a great profit off of it because they knew that people really wanted it and they couldn't attain it. Same thing with a lot of merch. Travis Scott has a great cult following now that he's able to build up, and they all love his merch, all love what he's able to create. So whenever it goes out on his shop, a lot of people will take that to StockX and they'll only buy it just to sell it again, and that creates in itself another great market for Travis, including a lot of his collaborations he was able to get with McDonald's. I don't know how much you're able to keep up with this, but he had kids out here getting a job at McDonald's, quitting, selling the shirt because it said Cactus Jack on it, and then making hundreds of dollars off said shirt. People would even sell their order receipts for the number of Travis Scott meal they would get, whether it could be 1, 420, 69. There were a lot of different things that people were selling. They were literally using anything with Travis Scott's name on it just to sell. With McDonald's, you can just see how great that was able to be for a lot of other artists. We see J Balvin, we see Diplo. A couple artists were also able to launch their own meals. Again, haven't had any of their meals. Travis Scott's meal, for all I know, is just a regular bacon and cheeseburger, but because it has his name attached to it, it's able to bring in a lot more people interested. And then again, in that resale game, it gets people spending hundreds of dollars just to buy a chicken nugget pillow from Travis Scott. Now, it did look really comfortable, but I just can't have that. Those chicken nuggets would give me nightmares as a child, so I cannot have that in my house. No matter how good the resale is, it just can't be here. Now, with Travis, with those collaborations, they would help catapult Diplo and J Balvin even further, to where even J Balvin has a great collaboration now with Takashi Murakami, genius artist, most well known for that beautifully colored sunflower. And if you're not familiar with him, we'll be doing a Why I Love on Takashi very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, back to Travis. Another great collaboration Travis was able to introduce into the world in 2020 is his collaboration with the PlayStation 5. It's gotten so big to the point where after Travis did the amazing trailer, after he was the first person to start playing NBA 2K, even meeting Ronnie 2K to sample that out with people, after getting all these exclusive, including his collaboration through Fortnite, which I'm sure helped catapult him to getting the nod collab with PlayStation, it gets even better because there is word on the street that Travis Scott has a video game that will also be debuting with PlayStation. So as you can see, Travis Scott is someone that is keeping busy, and it doesn't look like he'll be stopping anytime soon. Now, I wish I could tell you more about this collab, but all I can say is I'm very, very excited for that, and I cannot wait to check out this game and see what other collaborations he may attach to it. Could there be shoes? Could there be clothing? Can there be other rappers who are in the game? Will it be as good as that 50 Cent one back in the early 2000s? We do not know, but we will find out. Above all, at the end of the day, how can you learn from this? How can you take your brand and advertise it like Travis Scott? Think of Travis Scott's marketing team like someone building a bridge. If you're in one tower and you're trying to get to another area to, for whatever reason, get to those people that are in the other tower, the only way to do that is building a bridge. The bridge that Travis Scott is building are each of his collaborations. So every time he does a song for a big movie that becomes the biggest in the year, highest grossing film, Tenet. Every time he does a collaboration with a video game that is one of the most popular video games of the decade in Fortnite. Every time that he releases a meal with the biggest fast food chain in the world, McDonald's, it's him building a bridge to their audience and making it relevant. So with McDonald's, he's building a bridge into the food industry, PlayStation into gaming, Fortnite gaming as well. PlayStation, very wide sphere of people that now are even bigger into Travis Scott just because of all the things they're seeing him do that they relate to. But how can you find something that your audience relates to? Well, again, you can look back at what Travis Scott is doing. McDonald's, Fortnite, Kylie Jenner, PlayStation 5, Nike. What do these all have in common? All of these collabs that he's made and that he's done are to influence and get the attention of a younger and mainstream audience, which is the biggest by far, and to be able to capitalize on the fact that a lot of his items are pretty inexpensive. Fortnite itself is generally not expensive. They make money off those packs that they sell with it. McDonald's, you're not gonna spend a ton of money. You're not gonna spend a ton of money on that Travis Scott meal, but you will spend money on that merch thereafter. So the ticket to get you in the door, so to speak, which is the meal, which is Fortnite, which is, just following Kylie Jenner, for example, on social media, would be getting that exposure that Travis Scott wants out into the world, shared with other people, talked about on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, so that he grows his brand even more and gets even more attention to the more exclusive things at his site, which I'll include in the description, so that if you're looking to get a good idea on how he markets it, what site he uses, a lot of, the why he does what he does with Travis, you can go there and you can check it out all free of charge. And I also recommend using the app Built With to get an idea of what Travis Scott's site was built with. So when you come into wanting to do your own brand, you have an idea on how the best get started with that. And I'll probably make a video on that too, because I feel a lot of people are making the same sort of site over and over again, and they don't have an idea on what the professionals are doing to get theirs up, because there's a reason why they graduate from using a Wix, so to speak, to growing it into something really unique that is truly their own. Now, my last point is, for yourself and growing your brand, you want to connect to these other industries. You want to build your bridges. So for example, if you're someone who is really big in fitness, you're probably not going to want to collaborate with McDonald's. Just saying. Now, you may want to collaborate with, you may want to choose collaborations with, when the Wii was really big, that would be a great fitness collaboration because of that Wii board that, everyone was drooling all over. You may want to find some other fitness games or fitness models that you can use. Sport strength, that'd be really healthy. Nike would be another great collaboration that you can do for yourself if you're into the fitness game. Basketball, again, that's something that's connected to Nike, which is a great collaboration. Basketball video games, NBA 2K, PlayStation. These are the bridges that you can make to leverage your brand and also find great niche paths so that you can be even more successful than you already are. But that's all I had for today in this video. Click the link in the description, as mentioned before, to check out what Travis Scott has been doing so that you can keep up to date with that. Like, comment, and subscribe to this video. And please leave a comment for some other Why I Love series that you'd like to see. I'm open to any suggestions. I'm just doing what I love, and that's why it's called Why I Love. But I'm also interested in what you love as well. But that's all. We will catch you next time, and peace.